How childhood trauma can lead to anxiety and depression in adults. Before I start, I just want to say that I want everyone watching this to feel safe and comfortable with the things I'm saying and the topic I've chosen. In this presentation, I talk about childhood trauma. This may be triggering for people who have experienced childhood trauma. If any of this makes you feel uncomfortable, please do not hesitate to leave. Childhood trauma is one of the biggest causes of anxiety and depression in adults. Trauma occurs when someone is exposed to an overwhelming stress or extreme stress overwhelms their ability to cope with things. Throughout my time researching, I have found that there are 3 main causes for anxiety and depression in your adult years, this being abuse, neglect, and abandonment. A quick definition of abuse is treating a person or an animal with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly. Abuse commonly comes in 3 categories: physical, sexual, and verbal. For an example of abuse, I've created a film called Mountain. It's important to realize that abuse has many forms. Mountain is about a little girl who has an alcoholic and verbally abusive father. With this knowledge, I am now going to show my film. From here, it can go 2 ways. One way it can go is through long-term anxiety and PTSD on the child. For a child living in an abusive household, it puts a lot of stress on them. The child experiences big spikes of adrenaline with brief calm-down moments. Picture almost like a mountain. The abuser comes home, abuse happens, the child calms down. This plays out on a loop until the abuse stops or they leave. Even after they leave, they are still forced to deal with the trauma. This child will always be living in constant fear because of the abuse. They live in a constant state of hypervigilance, thinking that it will happen again. Even if a child lives a mostly non-abusive life growing up, the one instance this can happen can cause immense amounts of trauma on the person for the rest of their life, usually resulting in generalized anxiety disorder and PTSD. The other way is through discouragement of not being able to stop the abuse. This is seen when my main character goes to her room instead of fighting. She has had enough. She has learned that she cannot stop the abuse on her own. From this moment forward in her childhood, it can grow into her not feeling like she is able to do anything. This can be from learning new hobbies, getting into new relationships, or just trying anything new, because she thinks it will most likely fail her. This is called learned helplessness. The state that occurs to a person after they have experienced a stressful situation repeatedly. They come to believe that they are unable to control or change the situation, so they don't even try, even when there are opportunities available to change it. Typically, parents neglect their kids because of lack of knowledge, extreme stressors such as poverty or money issues, sickness or disabilities, past traumas, or drug and alcohol abuse. These aren't the only reasons why, but they're some of the most common ones. With this, there are 4 types of child neglect: physical neglect, medical neglect, educational neglect, and emotional neglect. For the example in this section of my capstone, I'm going to be using a short film I made called Week Alone. It's about a girl whose parents have left her home alone while they're on vacation.
You have 1 new message.
Hi, sweetie. I hope this gets to you. Sorry to call. I know it was like 4 a.m. at our house. But me and my new boyfriend, John, yeah. So we're gonna stay here till probably next Thursday. What day is it today? Sunday. Yeah, we'll probably be here till Thursday, maybe Friday. It kind of depends on the day and the vibe, So Also, there's some money in my desk drawer, but I prefer if you didn't use it. So yeah, thank you. I love you. Bye. Kisses.
Great. Again. Great. Again. So in my film, you can see that my main character's mother is a prime example of child neglect. If you're looking to categorize this type of neglect, though, it would be in the physical side of neglect. This is because her mother had just left town without really telling her she's not there for the child. In adulthood, this could cause her to have depression caused by low self-esteem, bought love, and overall physical neglect. This could give her trust issues and make her very anxious getting into relationships and upholding them. It could also give her physical touch issues, such as issues with anyone being near them. Child abandonment occurs when a parent, guardian, or person in charge of the child either deserts the child without any regard for the child's physical health, safety, or welfare, and with the intention to abandon the child, or fails to provide the necessary care for the child. Examples of this could be divorce, parents splitting up, one of the parents leaving the family, and etc. Now I'm going to show you a film called Nothing But, and it's about a mother who becomes absent in the child's life. Ways to heal from traumas so you don't have to suffer. The most common way to heal from these traumas is by using talk therapy. This is good for trauma in all cases because it changes the way you think about things. Over time, anxiety and depression are built up around thought, so it's helpful. While I was researching for my project, I read a book called The Body Keeps Score. It goes in depth about all the other things and types of therapies there are to offer. Most of these therapies focusing on the mind and body. Examples of this would be yoga, hakami therapy, massages, deep breathing, and dance.